Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Friday, October the 2nd. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into our Novia room, and it's been a little over a week now. I think it's going great. Room's open from 9 to 4. I usually try to stick around a little bit after 4. Any questions you want to ask me, I'll be glad to answer them. And let's get right into it. Well, quite frankly, this was a fabulous day. Let me just bring something over here. Let me just open up a new chart. I'm not going to go every trade I took in the room today. Just to, today was one of those days in which if you didn't trade today, it's too bad because if you look at let's take a look at a 15-minute SPY chart. So look at this. Here's where the SPY closed yesterday. Let me just expand this just a little bit. Here's where the SPY closed yesterday. Huge down right off the bat in the morning. Drop further. Look at all these tails here. Couldn't go down any further. And then all of a sudden we had this massive rally. Don't often see days like this. These are the days where you really have to, maximize the amount of money you make. Um, because I mean, something like this, look at all the incredible buying opportunities you've got because the stocks have been beaten down. And then all of a sudden, the SPY just, well, the whole market, not just SPY, of course, but the SPY just rallies. And then all those beaten down stocks, especially the bios. I mean, the bios in pre-market, I think were down. The bio IBB was down. Let's just take a look. I mean, I'm sure it's going to follow almost what let me just get the pre-market here. Yeah, I mean, here's the pre-market. So, this was way down and then the massive rally and that just dragged a lot of the bios up. But again, the SPY, just an amazing, amazing recovery for the SPY. So again, yeah, here is the pre-market or post-market probably yesterday and then the pre-market. Let me just make sure I've got this right. Yeah, so I mean, it had a little pop, and then there's the huge, huge drop. I think job numbers might have come out. I really don't know. I don't care. But all I do care about is this sort of action right here. And when you see this, now, I mean, did we know that it was going to continue like this? No, I mean, I guess it could have stopped right there and come back. But you really have to, um, you know, dive in head first for a lot of these plays when you see this sort of action. So I'm not going to go over. I did trade American Airlines. I had a little short on it earlier, made a little bit of money there. CIVI, a very little short there, made a little bit of money there. But let's take a look at Fold. Fold was obviously the star of the day. So here's where it closed yesterday at almost $14. FDA news came out, catastrophic if you're holding this one. I mean, just horrible. I mean, this is down to, I can't tell quite because it's covering up, but, almost down to $5 from 14. So, we were all over this. And this actually happened not too long before the market opened, but it was like a huge, like I think 500,000 shares came in almost immediately and just drove it down. And so obviously we're all watching this. Of course, I made note of it in the pre-market, was talking about it. Now, big disclosure here. I did not make the announcement for my buy in the room, and everybody knows that. But I kept talking about it in this area. I said, this is, I think when it was actually thinking on a 5-minute chart, it might look a little bit better. Um, I started mentioning it right here that it was starting to rebound off this low. And actually right there's a red candle right there. I didn't get into it. I didn't get into it. I watched this pullback and I'm in very late. I mean, I took the trade right in this area, so just below $8, anticipating a breakthrough eight. And I exited some at $9.40 right around here and the rest as it was coming down through 9. And now it has just collapsed since then. So, just a fantastic trade, and I know a lot of people in the room were in on this one and made good money on it. The next one to me is a really interesting one, and this is Sum. So why did we get into Sum? Well, first of all, we've been starting to really watch the Goldman Sachs upgrades and downgrades, and I get them in the morning, see what they are, and Sum was one of them. and it looked kind of sleepy, very, very sleepy. In fact, the other one, there was another upgrade that Goldman had. I mean, look at this one. I mean, this is crazy, but awfully erratic. But look what it did. Popped up to 1973. This is where it closed yesterday, 1894. So almost a dollar move. I have no idea if you could have actually, bought in this level and sold. I mean, this happened so quickly. But then it just, fell down from there. However, I will watch this going forward. So this one, as a Goldman Sachs upgrade today, obviously didn't work as a day trade. Some is a completely different animal. Again, here's where it closed yesterday, 1974. So look at this action, a little bit sleepy, nothing really happening. I noticed it when it broke through 20. Didn't get in though because I think at that point I think the market still might have been down and I wasn't really wanting to get into anything long at that point. But then the market obviously started to turn around. And as it was going up, I kept watching this one and look at this beautiful consolidation between 2009 and 2022. And so bottom line is I ended up taking the trade right at 2023, right in this area here. I sold some at 2080. Come on. Do I have? Yeah, I got this sync. Okay, so I sold some right here at 2080. Sold some more just, I think it was right here, 22, yeah, I know it was 21.24. I wanted to make a dollar. I'm always looking to make that dollar, only psychological. I mean, obviously, it's not from a chart pattern, but I'm in at 21.23, got out here at 21.24 actually, and then sold the rest as it was breaking down through 20. So, I'm sorry, through 21, obviously. Wait a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry, of course. So as it was breaking down through 21, I sold the balance. Now I am still going to watch this one. Somebody pointed out in the room that Goldman has a target of, I don't know, 29. I think they're some kind of a cement company, if you can believe it. Never heard of them before. Saying in the room, it's crazy, crazy. Line of work we're in, if we can call it that, I mean, out of nowhere, something that I've never heard of gives us a great trade. And now I will continue to follow this next week to see whether or not it has a continuation. Obviously, I would like to see it break above the high of today before I would get in, but I would certainly put this on your watch list as something to keep watching over the next week or so. And the last one I just want to go over is NUS. What is it now? Yeah, 43.81. This was a quick one. Now, this came on our optimized channels, our AI strategies, which I think we might be able to release in beta format next week. You must have the odds maker in order to have this channel. We won't see this here, but this was one of these ones that you would hold until 3 o'clock. Um, Actually, it might be 3:30 then because it would have been ETHM. That's an interesting one too. I know I'm sort of babbling here, but I just want to see what ATHM is doing also, because these are again the optimized strategies. 3293 is the alert. Sorry, just gotta close this down or shrink this a little bit because I know okay. So 3293 was the alert for ATHM. You can see it right there. Again, in theory, you would hold until 3 o'clock. And so it still would give you no reason to get out of it yet. The high is 33.92, so it's not that far from the high. And now you can see it's popping up. So I'm not one usually that would hold a stock for so long, but I'm fascinated how these are working. I've been tracking them all week, and these ones that you're supposed to hold almost to the end of the day are really working out well. And I mean, for me, 45 minutes until 3 o'clock. And, if it popped through 34, I would probably, sell it. But nonetheless, I'm not in this. Just to tell you, I'm not in this. But NUS was another one. And now this one probably was on this alert right here. In fact, let's see if I can just bring that up. Yeah, there you go. NUS 4310. So in theory, this is one that you would hold. So let me just get NUS up. So this is one that you would hold. Remember, the alert was at 43.10. Now I took the trade at 43.25. I was a little bit late on it. It was very spready. This one is one, if you've ever traded this one before, a lot of times it trades with Herbalife, HLF. So it can be very, very whippy. But I ended up taking the trade right about here and sold some just because, I'm a bit nervous about this particular one. I sold some right here at 50, well, 55. I know it's going to say 58, but it was at 55. And the balance as it started coming down again. But, if it'd be interesting for me to see if I'd held this till 3:30, exactly what would have happened. So, anyway, very excited about this AI channel. A lot of they're constantly improving it, and I know Dan has been in our trading room several times talking about it and how the improvements are ongoing. So, I think we'll have a beta release on it next week. Again, remembering it's a beta release, so it's still giving us some really, really good trades, but they will constantly be improving it. So I'm very excited about going forward on this one. All right. Well, it's been a long week for me in the room. A lot of talking, guys. 7 hours almost a day now. So I don't know if you can tell in my throat, my voice. Starting to get a little rough by the end of the day, but cannot complain. Today was just a fabulous day. I would also be remiss if I didn't point out Win. Real pointed out Win quite a bit early. This has just been a fantastic trade. I don't know. I think he was in and out several times, but um, I think this one has something to do with the Chinese government trying to help the casino trade in Macau. It's been really beaten up, so this is why this one is really, really taken off today. All right, that's it. Just a really, really nice week. Just show you again the cover page, how to get into the room. You can email me if you want to ask me anything. Just email me at info@trade-ideas.com. And again, we'll be there. I'm usually in the room about quarter to 9. On the mic at about 9. So everybody have a great weekend and see you in the trading room on Monday.